Hi, and welcome to Body Metrics, the show that teaches you how to incorporate healthy nutrition principles into your busy lifestyle. My name is Adrienne Delgado, and I am a registered dietitian. It's almost Super Bowl time, which means it's the first opportunity since the holidays to test your diet goals. Now, whether you are watching the game or the commercials, we can all agree that the food ends up being one of the highlights to the experience. Rarely do you see salads and veggie trays line up the buffet table. Instead, it's high sodium dips, greasy wings and meatballs, and high calorie beverages. So today, I'm here to show you a few ideas to add to your game day meal plan. They're super easy and will allow you to enjoy the festivities without the guilt of going off your plan. Now, this first recipe is called green hummus, but I call it guacamole up a notch. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a cup of spinach to our food processor. And we're going to dump it in there. Let me grab my lid. And we're just going to pulse it until it's pureed. Looks good right there. We're going to be adding some more ingredients and mixing again, so it's okay if you don't get it completely pureed. Now to that, I'm going to add a half avocado and 2 cloves of garlic. I'm also going to add a tablespoon and a half of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And again, we're going to puree until smooth. Before I do, I'm just going to bring some of that spinach down just to make sure it all gets incorporated when I turn it back on. Perfect. Next, we're going to add 1 can of drained and rinsed Great Northern beans. Again, really want to make sure you rinse those beans off well to get rid of all that sodium from the can. 1 final mix, and we're ready to go. All right, that looks perfect. And feel free to make your dip as chunky or as smooth as you would like it. I'm just going to pour this into a bowl, and you can feel free to serve this with some fresh vegetables. I always try to endorse eat the colors of the rainbow. So as you see here, you have a lot of beautiful colors with the veggie tray. Or you can use some tortilla chips, like the blue corn tortilla chips, or even some pita chips. Now, the recipe as it stands has you using lemon juice, and it has a nice hummus flavor to it. But if you're looking for even more of a guacamole flavor, feel free to substitute lime juice for the lemon juice and add a little bit of fresh cilantro into your food processor. Next, we are going to make a black bean dip, and this is my one son Parker's favorite recipe. It is so super easy, it almost feels like you're cheating, but you're still cooking. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make a black bean dip. I took 1 can of rinsed and drained black beans, and I'm going to add them to the bottom of my dish. I'm going to take a potato masher, and I'm just going to give these beans a rough chop. What we're going to do is we're going to add these beans to a jar of black bean dip. So really, we're just fortifying the bean section of this dip, just to give it more nutrients, more fiber, and more staying power. Because remember, fiber is what helps you feel full. So, again, feel free to chop these up or smash them as much as you'd like. Make this dish your own. All right, that looks good right there. All Put this to the side. I'm going to take my jar of black bean dip and I'm just going to throw that into my dish as well over top of the beans. All right, give that a quick stir. The nice thing about this dish is you don't have to use any cooking spray or anything at the bottom of your pan. This will come out very nicely when you go to wash it. All right, so I have my black bean mixture at the bottom. Now I'm going to add a little bit of light cream cheese. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to dot the cream cheese into my mixture. So you don't need to spread the layer. When it goes in the oven, it's going to melt and all that creamy goodness will be everywhere. I always like to use a light cream cheese just to save some extra calories. And you can end up using about maybe a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of cream cheese. You don't need to use that much. We're just getting a little bit of flavor in here. All right, so there we have it. There is our cream cheese layer. I'm just gonna grab my towel here. And then finally, what we're gonna do next is add some sharp cheddar cheese. Now, I like using sharp cheddar because it has a stronger flavor, which means you can get away with using less. Cheese is one of those things I could eat all day, every day, so I really have to be careful with my portions. Sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. There we go, and your dip is ready to go. Put this in an oven at 350 degrees for roughly 20 minutes or until the dip is heated through. Now, you can serve this with your vegetables, which would be great and healthy. You can use your tortilla chips. I also like to use this recipe and turn it into nacho night. So basically, make your dish as is, but then afterwards you can throw on some cooked chicken, grape tomatoes, scallions, and even black olives, and serve it over nachos, and you have a healthy dinner that everybody will be excited about. Now, chili is always a nice, filling, warm addition to any Super Bowl party. What I love the most about chili is you can add just about anything you want to that crock pot, and it will turn out delicious. When I make my chili at home, I try to add a ton of vegetables like mushrooms and corn, tomatoes, onions, peppers, in addition to different kinds of beans. Kick up the spice with fresh jalapenos, or dull it down a notch with some light sour cream and diced avocados. And finally, what is a party without dessert? Here's a quick, easy recipe that will wow your crowd. Simply melt chocolate chips in a microwave for 30-second increments until they're completely melted. Next, you're going to dip a washed and dried strawberry into the chocolate and allow the excess to run off. The key here is to make sure the strawberry is completely dry, otherwise the chocolate won't stick as well. Refrigerate for 15 minutes to allow the chocolate to set. Now, meanwhile, what you can do is melt some white chocolate chips in a bowl and pour them into a Ziploc bag. Allow the white chocolate to cool a bit before using it to help make defined lines on your strawberry. You can cut a small hole to make a piping bag and then draw your laces on your strawberry for the finished product. Now, when I tried to do that, honestly, I had a big mess, but I'm not very crafty. So what I did was I went to the grocery store and picked up one of these gel pens so I could draw the lines on my strawberries to represent the laces. Each strawberry is roughly 70 calories and the perfect sweet ending to your meal. And there you have it. I hope you found these ideas helpful and enjoy the game. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week.